10th plus 2வில் ஒவ்வொரு ஆண்டும் தொடர்ந்து மாநில அளவில் பல சாதனைகளை புரிந்து வரும் நாமக்கல் குறிஞ்சி கல்வி நிறுவனங்களில் சிபிஎஸ்இ பாடத்திட்டத்தில் சீனியர் செகண்டரி பள்ளியாக தரம் உயர்த்தப்பட்டு ஐஐடி நீட் தேர்வுகளுக்கு பல வெற்றியாளர்களை உருவாக்கிய ஆசிரியர்களை முழு நேர ஆசிரியர்களாக பணியமர்த்தப்பட்டு தினம்தோறும் வகுப்புகள் நடைபெறும்.
குறிஞ்சி எஜுகேஷன் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன், காவேட்டிப்பட்டி, நாமக்கல். Admission in progress. CBSE KG to 12. Contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12. Contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurinjischoolnkl.in.
Dear students, today we are going to deal with grammar. What do you mean by grammar? Do we all learn grammar and speak the language? No. As we were children, we were never taught any grammar or its usage to speak the language. What is the reason we all should learn grammar? And you all wonder, without learning, how did we speak when we were children? You see, when we were children, we all imitated our parents, our teacher. Okay? We all imitated and we pronounced as they pronounced, and we acted as they acted. Okay? So we all imitated, to say in simple language, we all copied. Okay? We all copied what our parents and teachers did before us. That's how we learned the language. And you now you may be having one question. Then why should we learn grammar? And what is the necessity of learning grammar? See, we know how to speak the language, okay, in proper manner. But if you want to master the language, if you want to know each and nook and corner of the language, you must learn grammar. Okay, so that is the reason why we should learn grammar. I hope you have understood why should we learn grammar. And next, what is grammar? See, what is grammar means it's a structure of the language. Okay, how should a sentence should be written, and how the sentence should be spoken. Okay, for all this we must learn grammar. Okay, so we have a different grammar, okay, in all the languages. See, I have told you in common. Regarding English, we have very important grammar. If you learn one grammar, that will be useful for you to learn next grammar. Okay, do you understand? Because each and every grammar has interlink towards the grammar. Okay, if you learn one grammar, it will be useful for you to learn another grammar. Okay, so that's the reason we should learn grammar. Especially English grammar is very simple but slightly complicated. Okay, so we have to differentiate the rules. Okay, so that's the difference. Now today we are going to learn tenses. So now we have learned what is grammar and why should we learn grammar. Okay, next topic is tenses. And for you 11th and 12th standard, okay, grammar is very very important. Especially tense is the basic of all the grammar. Okay, if we want to work out simple compound complex, direct indirect speech, active voice, passive voice, for all grammar you must know tenses. Okay, so if you do not know tenses, it is very very difficult to work out, to do all other exercise in all other grammar. And it is the base of all other grammar. If you master this grammar, okay, you can learn all other grammar very very easily. So please understand, concentrate what I am going to teach you. Okay, so that when you come back to the school, you will learn the lesson simple manner. Okay, so that's the reason I am urging you to learn these tenses very deeply. Okay, let us see what is tenses. What do you mean by tenses? Tenses refers to time. Okay, tenses means time. Since we have three different times, okay, that is the present, past, and the future. These are the three time durations we have in our life. Okay, so tenses means time. Okay, this time is divided into three major tenses, that is present, past, and future. You may be wondering why I have written present first, then past. See, usually in order, which comes first? First comes in our life past, then only comes present, then only future, isn't it? So, the reason why I have written is when we learn, when we understand what we are at present, okay, we can easily work out what has happened, we can analyze what happened in the past and what is going to happen in the future. Regarding grammar, if you learn present first, it will be easy for you to understand past tense and then future. So that is the reason I have written first present and then past and then future. Okay. So how many tenses we have? We have three major tenses. That is first one present tense, next is past tense, next is future tense. Why I am telling you major tenses? Okay, because we have subdivisions in each and every tenses. Okay, so major tense we have three, that is present tense, past tense, and future tense. And each tense has its own subdivisions. Each one subdivisions. How many subdivisions? 4 subdivisions. Okay. Okay, let us discuss what are the 4 subdivisions. First one, present tense. In present tense, we have 4 subdivisions. First one, simple present tense. Second one, present continuous tense. Third one, present perfect tense. Fourth one, present perfect continuous tense. So how many tenses we have? We have 4 major tenses. That is first one, simple present tense. Second one, present continuous tense. Third one, present perfect tense. Fourth one, present perfect continuous tense. So these are all present tense. So how many tenses we have? 4 tenses. Next we have here past tense. In past tense also we have 4 subdivisions. How many subdivisions? 4 subdivisions we have. What are they? First one, simple past tense. Second one, past continuous tense. Third one, past perfect tense. Fourth one, past perfect continuous tense. So how many subdivisions we have in past tense? We have 4 subdivisions. First one, simple past tense. Second one, past continuous tense. Third one, past perfect tense. And fourthly, past perfect continuous tense. So we have seen 2 major tenses. One is present tense and another one past tense. So in each tense we have seen 4 subdivisions. So totally how many we have seen? We have seen 8 subdivisions. Next one we are going to see future tense. So in future tense also we have 4 subdivisions. What are they? One is simple future tense. Second one, future continuous tense. Third one, future perfect tense. Fourth one, future perfect continuous tense. So how many are there in future tense? We have 4. One is simple future tense. Next one, the second one, future continuous tense. Third one, future perfect tense. And fourth one, future perfect continuous tense. So totally how many subdivisions are there? There are 12 subdivisions. So if somebody asks you how many tenses are there, you have to say 3 major tenses, that is present tense, past tense, future tense, and each tense has its own 4 subdivisions. So totally we have 12 subdivisions. Okay, so what are they? Shall we have on revision? Yes. In present tense we have simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. And in past tense we have past simple past tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, and past perfect continuous tense. And lastly we have future tense. In that simple future tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, and lastly we have future perfect continuous tense. So totally we have 12 subdivisions. Okay, so each tense has 4. So totally we have 12 tenses. Okay, now we have come to know the kinds of tenses and each subdivisions. So understand this and let's move on to the next topic, that is primary auxiliary verbs. Okay, to understand tense, these primary auxiliary verbs also you must learn. Okay, so what is this primary auxiliary verbs? Okay, that is a this is also called helping verbs. Okay, what are they called? Helping verb. Another name for primary auxiliary is helping verbs. Okay, now let us, these primary auxiliaries are in 3 forms. What are they? Be form verbs, do form verbs, and have form verbs. What are they? Be form verbs, do form verbs, and have form verbs. Let us discuss in an elaborate manner. Okay, I have divided this into 3 parts. One is present form, next is past form, and next past participle. What do you mean by PP? PP means past participle, short form of past participle. And you can see there in the bracket V1, V2 and V3. What are they? It is just for our understanding I have written. Okay, so V1 means verb 1, that is present form. V2 means verb 2, that is the past form. V3 means past participle. Okay, so you must understand this. Okay, in grammar, in standard grammar, we do not have as such V1, V2, V3. Okay, you understand this. Then why do we use? Especially in Tamil Nadu, we have usage of this using V1, V2, V3. Just for our understanding we use. But we have to, if you want to say correctly, you have to say present form, past form, then past participle form. You have to say in such a way. Okay. Now let us discuss B form. Okay, in B form, what are the present form used in B form? Okay, you can see that be, am, is and are. Okay, what are they? Be, am, is, are. Okay, so are is a plural form of am and is. Okay, next for this form we have past form, that is V2, that is was and were. Was is singular, were is plural. And in this you see am and is are singular and are is for plural. So here in the past form, that is V2, we have was and were. So was is singular and were is plural. The next, what is past participle form for this? That is been. Okay, what is the past participle of is or am or was or were? That is been. And there is also another form of verb that is called a present participle. What is this present participle? That is we say verb 4. That is comes under verb plus ing. For example, for this be form, what is the present participle? That is being. B-E-I-N-G. Okay, that is called a present participle. Okay, this is be form verbs. Now let us discuss do form verbs. What are the do form verbs? Do, does. Okay, that is the present form. And past form of the verb for do form, that is a did. Okay, and what is the past participle form of the do or does? That is a done. So do or does and did and done. Okay, so do or does, did and done. So these are called do form verbs. And you might wonder why we have a do and why do we have does. Now do is for a plural form and does is for a singular form, that is he, she, it. When it comes to third person singular, we add s to the verb. That we are going to discuss in the next page. Now let us have next one. Have forms. What are these have forms? That is has, okay, has or have, had and had. Okay, so have form, as is singular and have is plural. Okay, so has or have is a present form, and for this present form we have a past form as a had. And what is the past participle form? Had. And what is the present participle form of the had? That is having. So you have to add ing form to the verb. For example, for be form we added being. For do form we have to add doing. And have form we have to add having. So when you add a verb plus ing, that is called present participle, that is V4. Okay, so we have discussed be form verbs and do form verbs and have form verbs. So what are the be form verb? Be, am, is, are present form, was or were is past form, and past participle, that is a V3, that is been. And do form, what is the present form? Do or does. And what is the past form? Did. And what is the past participle? That is done. And have form, as or have. Okay, that is the present form. And past participle is had, and past form is had, and past participle form is had. Okay, so these are the be form. What is the reason we have to learn? Because it will be helpful for you when you learn the grammar in further classes. So before going to that, you have to learn what is first form, first person, second person, third person. Okay, what is first person, second person and third person? Okay, imagine there are three person in front of you. Okay, that is including you. Okay, one, and in front of you there is another person. On your right side there is a third person. Okay, you imagine in that way. So now first form. So when you say in first form, the singular is I. Okay, which you are. Okay, so imagine you are I. Okay, you are the first person. If you want to say I in plural form, we have to say we. Okay, what is the first person singular form? I. And what is the second person, first person's plural form? That is we. Next, second person. What is the second person? That is in front of you. Who is in front of you? That is you. So that is a singular. Okay, second person singular is you, in front of one who is standing you. If you want to say that you in a plural form, the plural form is also you. Okay, if more than one is there in front of you, you can say you. So this is a second person. And what is a third person? Third person singular. The third person I told you, one who is standing on the right or left. Okay, suppose you think the third person, he may be he or she or it. He may be a man or he may be a woman, or he may be the animal or a thing which may be. So that will be in singular. That is called a third person. So for this third person we have plural form they. Okay, so I hope you understand what is first person, second person and third person. So first person singular is I. Second, for this I, plural form is we, and second person singular is you and plural form is you. And third person is singular form is he, she, it. Okay, and for this third person plural form is they. And you might ask me why you are teaching all those things. It is a very basic thing to learn at this stage, but to tell you pathetic situation is we do not know what is first person, second person, and what is be form, do form, have form. These are all I have revised you to learn these tenses in better manner, because these are all will help you. This all will help you to understand when you go to the tenses. If you do not understand these basics, you cannot understand the tenses which we are going to deal in an elaborate manner in 12 tenses forms we are going to discuss. If you do not understand this grammar, this basic grammar, you will never understand the grammar which we are going to see. Okay, that is the reason I will explain to you. Now let us, now I have told you first person, second person, third person. Now we are going to apply one verb, okay, into present, past and future. Okay, with this first person, second person and the third person, we are going to add one verb, and with the verb we are going to convert that verb into three different tenses, that is present tense, past tense and future tense. Okay, shall we discuss now? Yes, I have taken the verb go. Okay, it is a very common word, go. So in present tense we say I go, past tense I went, and I shall go. Okay, next, what is the plural form of I? That is we. So we go, we went, we shall go. Next, second person, you go, you went, you will go. Next, he goes, she goes, it goes. You might wonder, here and all I have used go, I go, we go, you go. But when you place this go after he, she, it, we use goes, goes, goes. What is the reason for that? See, there is a reason behind that. We use this only in simple present tense. When we use simple present tense, after the verb we must add es or s. That is also for only third person singular. That is he, she, it. So when you write verb, you must see whether the subject is singular or plural. If it is he, she, it, okay, it comes under simple present tense. You have to add s to the verb or es to the verb. Next, they go. So in past tense we say they went, and in future tense we say they will go. Okay, I hope you have understood. Okay, so we have a three verb form already we have seen: present form, past form, future form. So present form of the go is go, and past form of the go is went, and future form of the go is shall go. Okay, these are the three tense forms. Okay, not verb forms. Okay, yes. Now you might wonder, we use here shall and here we will. Mostly we use I for shall and we for shall, and for all other pronouns we use only will. So this is how we are going to use this first person, second person and third person when we write a sentence. Okay, so this is the basic one, you must learn this. And these are all verbs are divided into regular verbs and irregular verbs. What are these regular verbs? Regular verbs means what? The word is the same. Okay, so go, went, shall, these are all what? Irregular verbs. Okay, it changes. Okay, okay, let's move on to the next, that is first tense, that is simple present tense. Now we are going to discuss the first tense in simple present tense. In present tense we are going to discuss simple present tense. You see, we are not going to discuss by present tense, past tense and future tense, which means I am trying to tell you, in present tense we have four tenses, isn't it? Okay, in past tense we have four tense, and future tense we have four. I am not going to teach you present tense 4, past tense 4 and future tense 4. No, I am going to teach you simple form, simple present tense, simple past tense, simple future tense, so that you will understand better. See, if you have seen the 12 tenses, you can see in first tense it comes simple, 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 and second comes continuous, 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 and the third one perfect, 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 and the fourth one it comes a perfect continuous tense. So we are going to concentrate on the simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous tense. This is what we are going to discuss. So in the present tense, first one we are going to discuss simple present tense. And what is the usage of this simple present tense? I have written in 4 usages. There are also more usages of this, but I have written only the very important usage, and mostly we used usage only I have written. That is, the first one is habitual actions. The second one, universal truth. Third one is fixed programs. Fourth one, proverbs. Now let us discuss what is habitual action. See, habitual action is the action which we do regularly. For example, I brush my teeth every day. I have bath in the morning. I go to school every day. So these are all regular things. That is habitual action. And you should not misunderstand that regular action means only happening in every day. No, it may happen 2 days, once in 2 days, or once in 3 days, or once in 7 days, or once in a year. Okay, but in regular form. For example, if I go to Tirupati every year, so how we have to say? I go to Tirupati every year. Suppose my father goes to Tirupati every day. They go to Tirupati every day. Sorry, not every day. They go to Tirupati every year. Okay, so I go to Tirupati every year. He goes to Tirupati every year. They go to Tirupati every year. So habitual action means you should not misunderstand that it is not everyday action only. It may be once in 2 days, 3 days, or every year. Even what? Once in 10 years also you can mean it. So habitual action means the continuous action of one particular action is called a habitual action. Next is, what do you mean by universal truth? Universal truth also you can say, or you can also say general truth. What is this universal truth? And for this we have 3 names. One is universal truth, another one is general truth, and another is called scientific truth. All other scientific truth comes under this universal truth. What is universal truth? For example, honey is sweet. Okay, when the honey which is in my home is also tastes sweet, the honey which is in your house also tastes sweet. The sugar is tastes sweet. Okay, so everywhere it is same. That is called universal truth. The sun rises in the east. Okay, what is the sentence? The sun rises in the east. It is a universal fact. Okay, you cannot change this, isn't it? So all these comes under universal truth, general truth, or scientific truth. The third one is fixed programs. What do you mean by fixed programs? See, fixed program means for future we have some kind of programs. For example, the coming August a marriage is there. Okay, you have fixed one marriage, or you have fixed one meeting next Sunday. Okay, I go to meeting next Sunday, you can also say. But here you have one doubt. What is the doubt? Why don't we use future? Yes, for that also the rules permits. But what is the different? The different is fixed program. This fixed program does not change. 100% it is going to happen. But when you use in future tense, that is 90% or 80% only you have a chances to happen. Okay, he will marry in the month of August, you are saying. He marries in the month of August. What is the difference? He marries in the month of August means confirm 100% everything is ready for the marriage and he is going to marry. But what happened when you say in future? Only chances of 90% or 80% chances may be there. It may not happen. That is the different. Okay. Next, fourth one is proverbs. What do you mean by proverbs? Okay, we have many proverbs. Yes, face is the index of mind. Okay, all those proverbs and all we can use only in simple present tense. So what are the usages? Habitual actions, universal truth, fixed programs, and proverbs. Let us see the keywords. For this we have keywords. What are the keywords? Always, often, usually, generally, rarely, frequently, never, every day, once in a week. See, this every day you can use, every week, every year, like that. It is once in a week also you can use, once in a year, okay, once in 10 years you can all use. Now let us discuss the examples. So we go to school regularly. So this sentence comes under which usage? Can you tell me? Yes, it is a habitual action. So we go to school regularly means it is a habitual action. Every day regularly we go to school. Next one, the earth goes around the sun. Okay, the earth goes around the sun comes under which usage? That is a universal truth or general truth or scientific truth. Why? The sun goes round the sun. You cannot change that activity. Next, the chief minister meets the governor on Friday. This usage comes under fixed timetable. That is a fixed program. So the chief minister meets the governor on Friday. 100% is going to meet on Friday. The plan does not change. And another one we have, she has a computer. Now you see, when you say possession, possession means what? I have a car, I have a cell phone, she has cell phone. These are all possession. When you say possession, you have to use only simple present tense. And finally we have, where there is a will, there is a way. Okay, what is that? Where there is a will, there is a way. This is a proverb. Okay, this rule comes under proverb rule. So I hope you have understood the usage, that is habitual action, universal truth, fixed programs and proverbs. Okay, so these are the examples we use and these are the keywords. So we have discussed simple present today. Okay, in this class. Next class we are going to discuss simple present tense, simple past tense, simple future tense and all other tenses. Okay, I hope you have understood. Thank you.